backpacking across the Maltese islands of Malta and Gozo. I really do love island hopping. There's so many places to choose from. It actually becomes overwhelming. This time though, it'll be Malta and Gozo, a group of islands in the Mediterranean Sea, not too far away from Sicily and Africa. I'll be starting this adventure in the south of Malta before heading north along the coast. I'd then jump on a ferry and walk the coastal loop of Gozo. I'd make a small detour and visit some ancient temples along the way too. The route would be around 75 miles in total. I'd get to witness the turquoise Mediterranean Sea, walk along gigantic cliffs, and I'd be able to soak up all the sun my body would allow. I'm Liam if you didn't know. My pack is filled with the essentials, that's food, water and shelter, just the basics. I don't know what to expect from these islands. I haven't done too much research. All I know is that I'm going with the flow and I'll just let things happen naturally. I really do enjoy life better when it's like that. As travel days go, this was pretty good. I got the train and I hopped onto a plane. I got to watch the sunset from above the clouds. As soon as the plane landed, everybody celebrated. I knew Malta was going to be a great time. It was late, so I got a cheap hotel before setting off the following morning. I got all my supplies and headed north along the coast.
Right now then, I am in Malta, and let me tell you, the weather is good. So if you look behind me, I've just exited a village called Malta Gozo. Stayed there last night, got my supplies this morning, and now I'm just heading along the coast towards the north of Malta. So if I keep the ocean to my left, I shouldn't get lost. What a place. So if you go north, you've got Italy, Sicily, and then south, if I just kept heading that way, I would hit Tunisia and the African continent. So it's quite nice little island in the Mediterranean. So yeah, let's set off. Let's go. So the plan is to head to the north of Malta and then get the ferry over to the island of Gozo, which is about 20 minutes, and do a loop of that. Explore it. There should be World War II ruins, megalithic, thousands of years old, stuff like that. And then, I mean, look at this. Just look at that cliff. Got a nice sea breeze, just keeping me cool. It's about 18 degrees Celsius. Perfect.
Malta was way more tropical than I first thought. There were cactuses everywhere. There was a haze in the sky and I could hear construction work in the distance. The water here was extra colourful. It was almost like a painting. I made it to the first town of many on this adventure. It was your typical picturesque Mediterranean town, a nice change from the rainy English countryside. I did wonder to myself what fish the fishermen had caught that day. Hopefully they did well.
Been walking for a few hours now and I haven't really seen anything where I can set up camp for the night, but it's gonna have to be something like that, just some grass. It's like on the coastal path. I mean, it's been quite busy through towns and villages and just lots of roads. So I'm doing now, following it. Hopefully I can jump on though. It's about 3 p.m. About 2.5, 3 hours left of sunlight, so just gonna keep walking until just before sunset, and hopefully I can just jump on a coastal path. But this is what I love about these adventures. You never know where you're going to set up camp, and I still don't. Yeah, that'll be all right. Just as it's setting, just pull up, get some flat ground. That'll be fine. No need to worry. But I'm gonna have a rest, I think. Oh, the sun is amazing. It's really quiet now. Hopefully I can just follow it around. What is that? Oh, it's a horse. Hello, mate.
Country roads are some of my favourite to walk on. Hearing farm animals with a view of the ocean, well, it's pretty good. Some of the cliffs and caves looked amazing, ideal camping spots.
Just walking along the coastal path and there's some like monuments. I don't know what it is. You can't get in. I tried, but the security guard was in this little hut. He's like, ticket please. I was like, ah. So walking around and hopefully just I'll walk for another half an hour and I should find a spot on the cliff or close to it. It's pretty quiet now. It's a bit of cloud, but still nice and warm. There's just like an island out there, just a little rock on its own. I keep thinking this, I wonder if anyone's been on that. Surely. Yeah, probably. Well, I've come to a bit of a dead end. Some pretty cool views. So I don't know if I want to be down there or on top of that ridge. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just try, go around. But it looks promising. There's a World War II bunker right there. Looks like they've used that as well. So I just had to climb down a little cliff there. No defined path, but it's going to lead me to some flat ground, hopefully, and a view. Sunset should be right there. Tent is set up. Camp is amazing. Didn't even realise how good a spot this was until I had a look around. I'm speechless, like usual. Head's a little bit red. It's been warmer than it said it was on the forecast, which is a massive positive. It said it was overcast and quite cloudy. Nope. Sun all day. Yeah, so making my meal, couscous, sausage, olive oil. Gonna get that down me and sleep. I just feel, the sun, it is just night and day for me. When I'm out in the sun all day with the fresh breeze, it knocks you out. It really does. At the end of the day, you'll get some good sleep.
The morning brought some cloud along with it. I was determined to outrun any bad weather.
So the path has taken me next to this quite sheer drop. So make sure I stay to the side, but you can actually get down there and there's a clear blue pool. Malta is beautiful. So it's pretty cloudy today. Had a good sleep. And I'm just heading along past that white house and on and on. So I slept great last night. I think I fell asleep about 7:30, 8. I woke up kind of like once and then straight back to sleep. So I'm rested. You can tell I just woke up. I literally look like I just rolled out of bed. But yeah, had something to eat, had the drink this morning, brushed my teeth, packed away, and then set off pretty quickly because above me, up there, is where them temples were, and they open at 9 a.m. So I got out just about 15 minutes before they open, before all the tourists. But it's probably the most remote part of the walk so far, just along the cliffs, which I'm happy with. Once I get near a village or whatever, I'll get myself some breakfast, coffee, tea, I don't know, maybe a Maltese delicacy. I'll have to search. Wait, where am I going here? But yeah, one of the things about Malta and the coast of Malta, there's no defined walking path or a long distance walking path anyway, so I've constantly got to check my phone and just make sure I'm not going off route. But as long as I keep the coast to my left, I should be okay. Another World War II pillbox bunker. So many of them just dotted around all over the coast. Can you just imagine being out there and seeing like a German boat or a German U-boat if you're like the British? I think the British held this in World War II. It's only a small island as well. I think that's why all the cliffs are like that. They probably would have used them to hide out. I would have anyway.
Some people would call this rain, but being from the UK, it was nothing really.
Oh, there's a pack of dogs. There's like 5 dogs running at me. Hopefully they're kind. Oh. Hello, mate. You good, are you? Hello. Oh, he's alright. Just these lot up here.
Luckily, I didn't get savaged by the pack of dogs. They were friendly.
Wow. Highest point so far. So these are called the Dingley Cliffs. And it looks like I'm heading along the ridge.
Land's End, that place sounds familiar. I was heading through lots of farmland. I was amazed to see an old-fashioned American windmill. I'd only ever seen them in movies.
Just look how flat that field is. Fair play to that farmer.
Spring was on its way for sure. All the plants had started to flower. I'd often stop to take a look at the ocean with the cliffs. It was an amazing view. I got my first coffee of the trip. I enjoyed it while sat next to the beach. What a great little spot this is. The water's just so clear. I kind of need to get to there, but it's a bit of a scramble. Shall I? Yeah. Don't slip. Don't slip. You know how good it'd be to be sitting on one of them balconies, but on the opposite side, facing the beach, the ocean, sipping a nice cold beer or 10. Well, I've forced myself not to get one, and I've got something else in mind. I think this is a better view than if I stayed in a hotel. Yeah, definitely. So I've got a Maltese beer, Sisk or Kisk, Malta's finest apparently, so I'm going to try that. And I've got a Maltese cooked sausage, so I'm going to pair them and just try out the local delicacy. Cheers. Oh, it's still cold as well. It's good. Try that if you ever come to Malta. Kisk or Sisk. Good 9 out of 10. Cooked Maltese sausage. I'm not sure what it is, but herbs and spices, you can taste that. So let me pair that with the beer. I can relax now. A beer, food, a nice spot with a good view. I'm gonna sleep well. So the wind is insane. It's blown my tent over and broke one of my poles, which sucks. It's so windy. It was fine before, but now it's right by the cliff, and yeah, it's just big right up. So I'm going to move my tent. Hopefully I'll be able to fix it somehow. It's about 10 p.m, so I'm going to go down out with the wind and try to set up. Get some sleep, but yeah, that absolutely sucks. Okay, so the coast is down there towards like the cliffs. I've just moved slightly up, trying to shelter from this bush because the wind's coming from this end. So as you can see, it's not too windy. I'm going to try fix my pole. I think I have just a small repair kit. I may have some tape or something, not too much, but well, either way, if that doesn't work, I'll just sleep in there like that. Think of it as like a bivvy, like a bug net. It should be okay. Alright, I've got that much tape to fix this. Let's hope it works. I managed to bodge job it. The tent pole is it's broken. You can see I've put tape on it. It's just it's too bendy and it doesn't actually hold it up. So I've propped it up, and it's like a TP tent now. It's really weird. It's
It's larger on this side than it is there, but it does the job. I think in times like this, you can't panic. You got to keep your head and try to be resourceful. And, I think it's worked. It'll do for tonight. It'll do. But it is really windy. It's just whipped up from the coast down that way. You know what? I'm actually glad it happened. It got me out of the tent, and when I turned my light off, I just look up in the sky, and I can see the stars and the moon, and it's quite nice. But I'm going to get some sleep. It's worked, so I'm sheltered for the night.
I woke up that morning and the wind was still blowing a gale. Every now and then, gusts of wind would come in from the ocean and nearly knock me off my feet. These were probably the worst winds I've ever experienced. I'd never thought I'd say that in Malta. I reached what looked like a pirate village from a few hundred years ago. Crooked houses, bright colours. I later found out it was from a show called Popeye. It was filmed during the 1980s. I was close to the north of the island. This is where I get the ferry to Gozo. I made it just in time. That was the ferry I'd be taking. It was only a short 25-minute ferry ride, just enough to have a sit down and rest my legs. There were no clouds in sight on Gozo, but a few miles away in Malta, it was a different story.
So that island over there is Malta. That's where I've just come from. Got the ferry from the terminal over there. And nice little town now, going along the coast. I'm not sure if these islands have any venomous snakes, but this is prime territory. Yeah, shorts on. Let's hope they don't. This is just, yeah, the sun's out. Gives me the creeps. Just imagine getting washed out in that. Oh, no chance. This is the only place I've found that is covered from all that wind. It's crazy. I've never experienced wind like that. But Gozo, so far, it's beautiful. It's a lot more rugged and wilder compared to Malta. I'm loving it. But I can feel my body just absorbing all this sunlight and vitamin D. It's quality of life, especially for me, improves whenever I'm in the sun. Back in the UK, it's grey and dull, and 2 hours of exercise still isn't enough outside. Just your body can't get enough sunlight. But here, 20 minutes and you're good. I can feel myself becoming stronger, and the sun, it just gives me energy. It's great. But just following it around. No matter where you go in the world, there'll always be a cairn. So let's keep up the tradition and try build one up. There we go. Gozo. Just look at that water, it's so blue.
This small inlet was used by knights in the 1600s. They even built the watchtower.
Just noticed the moon's out.
I passed through a small village and followed a road until I made it onto the coastal path. I'd be over the moon if I found a place like this to camp tonight. Unlike Malta, Gozo had a defined coastal loop that hikers could follow. It was pretty good going. You really don't get a sense of scale when looking at these cliffs. They were huge, and the drop even bigger. The ocean was mesmerising though. I wandered through a holiday town on the coast. There were some huge waves that soaked people as they walked past. And by people, I mean me. The sunset meant only one thing. I looked for a place to lay my head that night.
So I've found my spot. I'm just watching the sun go down, but there's a couple people just about to go past in a minute, so I'm just acting like I'm just taking a picture of the sunset, but it's a pretty good spot. I'll show you. I've come down from over there, them hills. You can see the sun going down. You've just got a nice view, and then just some perfect flat ground. Not too windy, it's sheltered in this little cove. And then tomorrow I'm heading that way. I've just noticed I'm sitting on this sandstone kind of like bank, and like look how far we are like from the actual bottom. These cliffs are millions of years old, right? And there's fossils like these, like that's like a crab shell all inside of it. Look at the shell. Like, this is all rock. This is millions of years old. What? Maybe I'll get me one. There we go. Look at that. Just try to get it out. Wow. Well, anyway, millions of years old. The sun is just going down, and what a view it is. Just look at all the clouds right out to sea there. Beautiful. And I've managed to get this up. I'm so happy. It's really difficult with just free working poles. So like last night, I've used a broken one, because it's only one section that's broke. So I'm using that as like a trekking pole type pole. And then the rest I've just pegged out usual. That's okay. But this side was the hardest, so I've just used rocks, and yeah, it's not as windy tonight, you know, like fingers crossed, and I'm happy with it. Let me show you. So it's a lopsided type teepee, but it'll do. This is home for the night. Amazing view. I'm gonna get some food because I'm starving. You see, there's like a little village or town up there with a mine, sandstone mine, I think. Just look at the colours. It's beautiful. This is crazy. I'm actually quite scared. Ugh. The storm passed 2 minutes ago, and it's silent, so still.
The storm seemed to pass quickly. I was very happy to see daylight. There were fortresses all over the Gozo coast just like this.
So it's only 9 a.m. There's no one at this peninsula on the beach or anything. It's just really quiet. Yeah, there's a kiosk over there that sells drinks, food. Oh, it's actually great. Look at this, middle of nowhere. Got a nice pool and cave over there. I camped over there last night. That was the rock I could see. There's actually a cairn on top of that, so someone's got on top of there. I don't know how.
I wanted to see something while I was here, so I made my way to the centre of the island. I bought a ticket to explore the Gigantia temples. The temples were built over 5,500 years ago. I don't think anybody knows what they were for. For me, that's not really important. But I am astounded how they move these huge, gigantic rocks. Even now, with all the technology we have, I'd still find it difficult. I mean, you have to touch it, right? Maybe it wasn't anything special. Maybe it was just a cool place to live. After exploring Gigantia, I walked towards the coast.
I'm really glad I took that little detour. So Gigantia is actually in the centre of the island of Gozo. And I knew if I was close to it on the coast, I would, go inwards to the island and visit it while I've got a chance. And luckily I had enough time, so I went inside, had a look around, and it was good. It was worth it. And now I'm just back on the trail, like the coastal trail, just down there. And I think I've got about 10 miles left, and then that's the loop of Gozo done. That'll be Malta and Gozo completed. So my finish is the ferry terminal at Gozo. Well, we'll call it Malta, actually. I'll get the ferry and then I'll finish. And it's just making my way back to the airport, but I've enjoyed it. It's really wet here, actually, so I'm guessing the storm last night, that was crazy. You can see all the puddles. It hit this part of the island. Yeah, I was fearing for my life. Next to them cliffs with, when you do the, like as a kid, when you count lightning and how many miles or kilometres away it is, you'd get a flash and then instantly you could hear it. So it was literally on top of me, right on top. So it passed eventually, and then I got some sleep. I can't believe my face, like my forehead. I've only just noticed. All morning I've been speaking to people, going past them, even when I got my coffee as well. Like this. I don't know if you can see. Oh my, I look like an alien. I must have been bit or something. I must have had an allergic reaction. Can't believe it. So many little geckos. They just run away from you though. The water is so blue. And just wow. Even got a ship right in the distance.
This side of the island was most beautiful. Hardly any wind, emerald blue waters, and lots of sun. These were the most amazing garages I've ever seen. I was loving Gozo. It was a bit of a paradise, to be honest.
I think I've got about an hour left to walk, and the weather, I mean, just look. Perfect weather to finish it. I'm just soaking up all the sun while I can.
could see the ferry terminal just down from the coast. The ferry crossings were regular. They'd leave every 30 minutes or so.
So that is pretty much it for Gozo. Just reached the ferry terminal, just over there. But it was good, I enjoyed that one. It's a lot more remote than Malta. The waters are beautiful, the sun, amazing.